Today on the Daily Scoop podcast from the Scoop News Group, the Trump administration launches a new Schedule G classification for political policy officials. And the acting head of GSA says that nearly half of the agency's workforce is using its GSAi tool on a daily basis. It's Friday, July 18th, 2025. Welcome to the Daily Scoop podcast, where you'll hear the latest news and trends facing government leaders. I'm the host of the Daily Scoop podcast, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for joining me. Now let's dive into the day's top headlines. President Donald Trump signed an executive order Thursday to establish a new classification of federal workers in policy-related roles who aren't career civil servants called Schedule G. The schedule appears to create another avenue for political officials in the U.S. government and follows myriad efforts by the Trump administration to reshape the federal workforce, including reductions in force, terminations, and programs to incentivize worker departures. In a fact sheet accompanying the order, the White House describes Schedule G as an effort to increase the horsepower for agency implementation of administration policy and to fill a gap in federal hiring classifications. Per the fact sheet, existing schedules don't, quote, provide for non-career appointments to policymaking or policy advocating roles. The White House's fact sheet said that, quote, creating Schedule G fills a gap and facilitates appointments of non-career federal employees who will serve temporarily and implement the policy agenda prescribed by the American people through our elections. It gave the Department of Veterans Affairs as an example of an agency that would be able to streamline appointments under the new classification. Under the order, the Office of Personnel Management is directed to adopt any regulations it determines are necessary to implement the policy. In other news, federal workers at the General Services Administration are increasingly using the agency's internal AI chatbot, GSAi, on an everyday basis, the acting head of the agency said on Thursday. Stephen Ehikian, GSA's acting administrator and deputy administrator, offered a glimpse into how the agency is utilizing AI for its day-to-day activities during an appearance at a GovExec event this week. Ehikian said of GSAi, quote, 50% on average of GSA employees are using this tool every single day, though Ehikian didn't make clear how that percentage was determined. The agency revealed the tool in March, touting it as a way to boost efficiency and help automate repetitive tasks within the federal government. Like other AI chatbots available to the public, the GSAi tool was designed to respond to user prompts and assist in basic tasks. Nearly 4 months later, workers are now turning to GSAi for a range of activities, Ehikian said, including use cases such as writing descriptions of properties before they're sent to the market, contracting officers using it to review contracts or thinking of outcome-based pricing initiatives, and people learning how to code. Ehikian said, quote, we do a lot of Google scripts internally at the GSA, and they're using it to literally learn new program languages and build internal tools for an application. It's literally endless. The acting administrator added that GSA receives requests for new use cases every day and hinted that more examples of government AI uses will be released in the coming weeks. For more news at the intersection of the federal government and technology, make sure to visit fedscoop.com. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Daily Scoop podcast, available on all podcast platforms. If you've already rated the podcast on your platform of choice, thanks so much. High ratings and good reviews of the show help more people to find it. The Daily Scoop podcast is a production of the Scoop News Group in Washington, D.C. Adam Butler and Carlin Fisher help put the show together, and the entire Scoop News Group team contributes. We'll be back next week with more top headlines. Until then, I'm your host, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for listening.